All right, here we go. Your life as every Jedi rank. Let's do it.
Level 1, Youngling. You're 3 years old when they take you from your family.
Right.
You don't remember the goodbye. You don't remember the ship ride to Coruscant.
Mm-hmm.
Your earliest memory is the Jedi Temple. Stone floors so polished you can see your own reflection.
Oh.
Pillars taller than anything you thought could exist. And the hum. A low, constant vibration in the walls.
Feel it. Feel the force.
In the air. In your chest. You don't know what the force is yet.
Feel it.
Just know the building feels alive. There are dozens of kids like you in the crash. Different species, different planets. All taken young enough that the temple is the only home you'll ever know. A Jedi caretaker teaches you to sit still, to breathe, to reach out with your feelings. Most days, you'd rather run around the training courtyard, but they keep pulling you back to the meditation mat.
All right, it kind of takes away from the realism of like the universe when you really sit back and think about it. These kids are 3 to 5, 6 years old, okay? And then you look at it like this. Imagine and just think back on any preschool like or kindergarten, elementary school classroom that you know of, okay? Take those kids and then imagine yourself trying to get them to sit down and meditate. Like, I don't know if that's actually gonna happen, but I regress. Let's keep going.
Patience. That word follows you everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Your first lesson with a training lightsaber is the day everything changes. A small remote floats in the air, firing tiny stun bolts. You get hit in the arm, the leg, the forehead. The other younglings laugh. You grip the hilt tighter. The caretaker shakes their head. Let go. Trust the force. You close your eyes. The next bolt comes, and your hand moves on its own. Something clicks. Not in your head. Deeper than that.
Oh.
In your bones.
Okay.
For half a second, you feel everything. Every person in the room. Every heartbeat. The rain falling on the temple roof 6 floors above you. Then it's gone. But you felt it, and you'll spend the rest of your life chasing that feeling. One night in the dormitory, a kid from your clan whispers across the dark, "Do you remember your parents?" You don't. Neither does he. Neither of you sleeps for a long time.
It's hard to believe that they're not having force visions. Like, well, I guess the only reason Anakin would have force visions is because it was a traumatic experience. And he was about that same age. He was like 5 when he was on Tatooine, wasn't he? Yeah, he was like 5. So theoretically, they should remember a little bit just because they're force sensitive. I don't know.
After that, the caretaker told you attachment is the path to suffering. You're 5 years old and you already know what that means. Don't love anything so much that losing it breaks you. That's a big lesson for someone who still can't reach the top shelf in the archives. Level 2, Padawan.
Okay.
You're 13 when a Jedi Knight walks into the training hall and watches your class spar. Knights and masters come through looking for an apprentice the way someone picks fruit at a market. They watch, they leave. Most never come back for you. This one does. A week later, you're standing in front of the council.
Oh.
They assign you a master. You get a braid behind your ear. That thin strand of hair means you belong to someone now. Not to the creche. Not to the temple. To a living, breathing teacher who is responsible for turning you into a Jedi.
And I'm just going to say this right here in case it comes up later on in the video. I don't know. It may not. But I stand with everything that Anakin did except for what he did to the younglings, okay? I don't condone that. I'm not on that wave. But everything else, like, come on, man. You're telling me he didn't deserve a spot on the council? Get out of here. Come on.
Your master doesn't talk much. The first mission is a diplomatic escort to Mandalore. You expect action. Instead, you stand behind your master for 6 hours while politicians argue about trade routes. Your feet hurt. Your master senses your boredom. A Jedi serves, even when service is standing still. You nod. You hate it. Then things get real. A separatist cell ambushes your transport on Rhodia.
Oh,
Blaster fire rips through the hull. Your master ignites their saber and becomes something you've only seen in training hollows. Bolts deflected, attackers disarmed. The whole fight over in 30 seconds. You didn't even get your lightsaber out of its clip. Over the next few years, the missions get harder. And so do you.
ooh.
You learn to sense danger before it arrives. You learn to negotiate with people who want you dead. You learn to fight with precision instead of panic.
I'm gonna be real, and y'all let me know in the comments down below. Like, if you were actually Force sensitive, would you be a Jedi? Would you be a Sith? Or would you be something totally different? Because I've always thought about it. Most likely, like, honestly, I'd just be like a bounty hunter that does whatever I want. You know, I choose to follow, or I choose to be on the side that I think is right. Because everything that the Republic was doing wasn't right. A lot of what the Empire was doing wasn't right. But I wouldn't put my allegiance to one side and just have to blindly follow orders. No. Why would you do that? That makes no sense. But I'm sure some of y'all would just go ahead and, you know, choose one of those too. So let me know.
Your master starts trusting you to take point. The first time they say, handle it, and step back. You realize you're not a student pretending to be a Jedi anymore. You're becoming one. But there's a feeling the code says you shouldn't have. Attachment. Your master isn't just your teacher. They are the closest thing to a parent you've ever known. You die for them. The code says to let go. Nobody tells you how. They just tell you to do it.
Yeah.
Like it's as easy as opening your hand. You're starting to think it never gets easier. You just get better at pretending. Level 3.
See, that's another thing. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and let go of my loved ones. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, let it go. Let them all go. No. What are you fighting for at that point? Balance. You're fighting for balance. I don't care about the balance. I want the people I care about to be safe and taken care of. Like, what are we even doing it for?
Jedi Knight. The trials. Every Padawan dreads them. The trial of skill. The trial of courage. The trial of spirit. That last one is the worst. They put you in a chamber, and the Force shows you your deepest fear. Not a monster, not a battlefield. Yourself.
Oh.
A version of you that gave in to anger, to hatred, to the dark side. You have to face it. You have to reject it. Some Padawans fail and never recover.
Oh.
You walk out shaking. But you walk out. They cut the braid. Your master watches. You catch something on their face you've never seen before. Pride, maybe sadness. A hand on your shoulder. You're ready. That's it. You don't realize until years later how much that moment meant to both of you. Now you're alone. The Council sends you on solo missions. A border dispute on Dantooine. A missing person case in the lower levels of Coruscant. A dark side artifact surfacing in Yavin.
Oh.
Each one tests you differently. Some test your lightsaber. Most test your judgment. You take your...
I want another open world RPG Star Wars game, kind of like Knights of the Old Republic. But I want it better, man. I want it realer, if that makes sense. I want it... y'all know what I'm saying. Like, if you're a huge Star Wars fan, that's why I keep pausing this thing. I know y'all are probably pissed, but I mean, if y'all are Star Wars fans like I am, y'all understand why I keep pausing it, because there's so much to talk about. But I want a real Star Wars game to come out and that I can just fall in love with it and play it all the time. Oh, that would be so good.
First life on Nar Shaddaa. A bounty hunter pulls a blaster on a civilian. You cut him down before the bolt leaves the barrel. Clean, efficient, exactly how you were trained.
Smooth.
Afterward, you sit in your ship and stare at your hands. The code says there is no emotion, only peace. The words sound right. They just don't feel right.
Ooh.
Not tonight. You start to notice things the Order doesn't like to talk about. Senators who use Jedi as political pawns. Council decisions that feel more like bureaucracy than wisdom. A fellow knight confides in you after a mission. Do you ever feel like we're serving the Republic more than we're serving the Force? You don't answer.
You see, that's exactly what I was talking about. And now you're aligned with this group, and you can't get away from it. You get away from it, and then you're hunted down. Like, you gotta, no, I'm not doing that. But then how do you get stronger if you don't? Because then you gotta go out and find random Force artifacts around the galaxy. See, it's a lose-lose. You stay with them. You act like you uphold the code. Okay? Let's talk out loud. Let's think out loud. You act like you're upholding the code, but on the back end, you're doing whatever you want out here. You're making your own choices. Because think about it. You cook up the logs however you want to cook them up. You give your mission report. Nobody's with you. You don't have a Padawan yet. You're cooking up your mission report. I'm I'm doing what I want to do, man. Come on now.
Not because you disagree, because you're afraid you agree too much. Level 4, Jedi General. The Clone Wars change everything. One day you're a peacekeeper. The next, you're standing on the bridge of a Venator-class Star Destroyer with a battalion of clone troopers saluting you. Men bred for war, following a monk into battle. The Republic decided Jedi should lead armies. Nobody asked if Jedi were built for that. Your first command is a disaster.
Oh my.
You lose 200 clones taking a separatist outpost that intelligence said was lightly defended. It wasn't. Each
Dang.
number on the casualty report is a man. Each man had a name his brothers gave him. You approved the assault plan. That blood is on your robes.
Ooh.
The clones don't blame you. That almost makes it worse. Your clone commander pulls you aside. You're thinking too hard about it, sir. We know the risks. Just get us home when you can. You make a promise to yourself. Every plan from now on accounts for getting them home. Months turn into years. You become something Jedi were never meant to be. A warrior. You know the effect range of a DC-15A better than you know the Jedi code.
Oof.
You eat with your clones. You learn their names. You notice the way they
Who needs the code?
look at each other, the way brothers look at each other. That bond you were taught to avoid your whole life, they have it, and it makes them stronger. That fact sits with you. A Padawan assigned to you dies on Megito,
Oh.
19 years old. You sent them into a forward position.
See, that's not going to happen with me, man. My Padawan would not die. All right? Me and my Padawan, we're going to be out there like Obi-Wan and Anakin, just running through folks. Dooku, General Grievous, they're livid with us because they can't handle us. What's the other... what was her name? Asajj Press. She's mad too. Over here doing cartwheels and kicking folks in the face, but she can never take us out.
Because you
Never.
needed someone force sensitive to spot the enemy through a blizzard. You felt them die through the Force.
Ah.
Not just their death, their fear, their last thought, which was your name. The Council calls it a necessary sacrifice. You call it what it is. A kid you got killed.
Dang.
You stopped taking Padawans after that. Level 5, Jedi Master. You've survived long enough to earn the title, Master. It doesn't feel like a promotion. It feels like a scar that healed over. You've walked through fire and came out the other side still believing in the light. It's rarer than you think. They assign you a Padawan, your first since Megito. 14-year-old Togruta with more raw power than you had at twice her age.
Ooh.
She reminds you of yourself, reckless, impatient. You hear your old master's voice come out of your mouth. Patience. The word you hated as a young...
Hey, this might sound bad, but all I'm gonna say is, and y'all know what I'm saying. Rule of two. Rule of two. I saw what happened last time going by the Jedi code. I'm not letting that happen a second time with my Padawan. Nope. Not gonna happen 2 times in a row. Rule of two. I'm a Jedi master at this point. I know just about everything that there is to know. Just a few restricted, tablets or things in the archive that only the council members can have. But do I really need that? No, because I can go out and I can find everything else on my own out in the galaxy. So me and my Padawan, we're going out, we're doing our thing on our own, and honestly, we probably would never go back to Coruscant. Keeping it a buck.
Is now the word you say most. Teaching forces you to say out loud what you actually believe, and some of it doesn't survive the saying. Your Padawan asks you questions you don't have clean answers to.
See?
If attachment leads to the dark side, why do we care about the people we protect? You tell her the textbook answer. She looks at you like she can tell you don't fully buy it. You visit your old master. They're older than you remember, slower. You sit together in a garden in the temple, and for a while, neither of you says anything. Then they say, I was afraid I'd lose you. Every mission.
Attachment?
I wasn't supposed to feel that, but I did. 2 Jedi admitting the code doesn't account for the thing that makes them who they are. Both pretend the conversation didn't happen, but it did. Level 6, Jedi Council Member. 12 chairs in a circular chamber at the top of the temple. Coruscant spreads out below the windows in every direction. You sit in one of those chairs now. The decisions that shaped your entire life were made in the...
Now that I'm thinking about it, if you're that close to being a Jedi Council member, you might as well just tough it out, wait a little bit, and get on that council. Understand, get all of the knowledge, and that way when you leave the temple and never come back, you're dangerous, man. You're super dangerous. So honestly, that's probably what I'd do. Not even a probably about it. That's exactly what I would do.
This room. Now you're making them for others. You help decide which younglings are trained and which are sent away. You approve missions that might end a knight's life. 12 Jedi Masters who survived everything the galaxy threw at them don't agree easily. Consensus is rare. Compromise is constant. A young knight stands before the council, talented and angry, pushing for a seat he hasn't earned. Something about him unsettles you. Not what he says, what he doesn't. The force around him is clouded in a way you can't explain. You raise your concerns. The council notes them and moves on. You feel the dark side now the way you feel weather. A tide that rises slowly. It corrupts institutions before it corrupts individuals. You feel it in the Senate, in the military. Sometimes.
And that's my biggest thing. Like watching Revenge of the Sith and seeing how Palpatine is just playing everybody. You got all these council members that are the top Jedi, and they just don't. They just ignore the dark side that they're feeling. Like it's literally on the back of their necks, and they just let it go by like they can't feel it at all. Like they know what that is. They need to investigate. I can't. You can't make this up, man. It's in the lore.
It's in the temple itself. Something is deeply wrong and you can't locate it. Like hearing a sound in a wall but never finding the crack. Your Padawan earns her knighthood. You cut the braid yourself. You see your old master's face in your memory. The pride, the sadness. Now you understand it. You trained her to stand on her own, which means she doesn't need you anymore. Let go. The Jedi way. It still costs something every time. Level 7, Grand Master.
Ooh.
The highest seat in the order. Thousands of knights, hundreds of masters, and they all look to you. Not for orders, for direction.
Mm.
You've trained Padawans who became masters who trained Padawans of their own. The temple halls that once felt impossibly large now feel familiar in a way that aches. You remember the meditation mat where you first felt the Force back when the whole galaxy fit inside a single breath.
Mm.
Then one day, something shifts. A tremor in the Force, so sudden it stops you mid-step. Connections you've felt for decades start going dark.
Oh.
Not fading. Cut. Masters you trained.
Order 66.
Knights you counseled. Padawans whose names you spoke at their ceremonies. Gone. The men you trusted turn.
Oh.
The brothers who called you general, whose names you learned because you believed it mattered. Their eyes go empty, and their blasters come up.
Oh.
You survive it. You don't understand it. The order falls. Not over years, over hours. 1,000 generations of Jedi, and it takes a single afternoon. Everything the word Jedi meant to you since you were 3 years old, and the temple walls hummed around you. Gone. The galaxy moves on like you.
See, and at this point, oh, make sure y'all go. I'm gonna have the original video down below, like in the description. Make sure y'all give it a like. But yeah, like the video. Go over here, like their video. Well, like the original video. This is Almost Gonzo. Okay, that's the channel's name. Almost Gonzo. Let's keep going. Let's finish it on out strong.
We're never there. You disappear.
Oh,
For a long time.
what I paused for to begin with. See, I wouldn't even be there for that. I would have already been getting paid on the black market as a bounty hunter, man. I'm already out there doing my thing, what I want to do. I already got my... Think about force jumping, and they think you're coming back down, and then you land in the... and you stop in the air with your jetpack. And force push somebody across the cantina. And they got that playing in the background. Come on now. You know that scene would go hard. You know it.
Silence is all there is. The code said, there is no death. There is the Force.
There was a lot of death.
You spent your whole life believing that. Now you're not sure belief is enough
wrong.
when you felt every single one of them go. But the Force doesn't stop. It keeps showing you things. A farmer teaching his kid to be kind. A woman standing up to a thug twice her size. Small moments. Nothing that would make the HoloNet. But the light is in them. Ordinary people who never held a lightsaber, carrying the same thing you've carried your whole life without knowing what to call it. Then you feel it. A child, no more than 4, reaching out with the Force for the first time.
Oh, train them up.
Bright. Unmistakable. The kid is sitting in the dirt outside a homestead, making a stone float between their hands without understanding why. You could walk away. There's no council to report to. No temple to bring them to. Just you. But the Jedi were never the temple. They were never the chairs or the robes.
Yeah.
The Jedi were the choice. The choice to stand between the dark and someone who can't fight it alone. You sit down in the dirt next to the kid. The sun is warm. No briefing rooms. No battle plans. Just a child who felt something they can't name. And you. The last person in the galaxy who can explain it. Close your eyes, you say. Trust the Force. The same words someone said to you a
Wow.
lifetime ago on a meditation mat in a building that hummed like it was alive. The order isn't gone. It starts again.
Yo, this video right here is it. This is nice. But yeah, make sure y'all let me know what y'all would do, man. I really want to know whether y'all would be bounty hunters, smugglers. Like, the thing is, I know that Darth Vader was going after like all of the Jedi that had escaped, but if you were a Force sensitive bounty hunter, is he still going after you? Or are you pretty much like at the bottom of the priority list? Because you're technically doing jobs for the Empire too. So he would just let you keep doing what you're doing. You know? he'd probably end up hiring you the same way he hired Boba. You know, so it is what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the video. I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.